Shabbat Shalom to all of you. We are now getting almost to a special part of the book of Shemot, in which where we are dealing with the Mishkan, with the sanctuary, with the place of dwelling that the Creator asked Moshe Rabbeinu to build. As I have told you before, these portions are not chronological, and we are going to see certain things out of place, like for example, immediately here, from the lighting of the menorah, we are going to see the priesthood. You know, Aaron and his 4 children before his children in the inauguration of the Mishkan, the services, Nadab and Abihud, they offer what we call a strange fire. But what is important to look at the Torah is, I always say, what is the Creator is trying to bring us to us in these portions, and what is the thing that we can apply in our lives for today. No, because it's very easy to become and do analysis about the different parts of the vestments of the priest, and each one has an important reason or has a meaning or something like that, and we become sometimes very esoteric or mystical, and what could be nice and a good exercise, but to me, at this time, that we are missing more and more our young people, and we are missing more and more in reality all the people in the world. You know, there is a tendency now to get away from the presence of the Creator. And the humanity has accepted the religion called humanism. You know, and we have enthroned men, and we have displaced the Creator. And this is very sad, but it's a basic truth. And that's happening all over the world, you know? And the light of the world that was called to be light of the world, that is Israel, you know? Instead to give the example of coming back to the Creator, they are themselves struggling with this very strong sentiment that humanism is more important than to have a relationship with the Creator. Because looks like that if you follow the Creator, you are against humans. And it's totally the opposite. When you have a relationship with the Creator, you become closer to your people. You know, I have been talking to you in many times and many ways about the 10 words of the 10 commandments and how it has been structured. And you know, Rabbi Yashuv, how explained it in a very interesting way when he was asked about this question. And he said, you know, basically, he said, what is the greatest commandment? And giving us the greatest commandment, he said, love your God with all your heart, with all your being, and love your neighbor as you love yourself, and you have fulfilled the whole 10 commandments. And many people go through the branches instead to go to the real concept of what he is telling us. And what basically is saying to us is that everything that God created, he put us as the center of his creation. No, many people say that he is the center of the creation, because that is a good way to put it. But he created us, and he gave us the role of being the supervisor of his creation. He gave us that instruction from the beginning, from Adam and Eva, Adam and Eve. And here, basically, you need to start with yourself. Okay? If you don't start with yourself, better believe me, that doesn't matter what you do, you cannot help anybody else. If you are not strong, you can barely help other people. If you are not clear with yourself, how can you be clear with others? You know, if you don't have that desire to serve, how do you want other people serve you? You know, and it's always you need to begin with yourself. And to begin with yourself, you need to have a very clear understanding of who you are. And right now, we are living in a world of confusion, where there is nobody almost, now you don't know if you are this or you are that, and you can be whatever you want to be. You know, and we do not look within ourselves what really we have been made for. You know, all of us, we are gifted. All of us, we have been given something. But how many of us do we really know in which area we are gifted? You know, how many of us we have said, you know what? This is my area. That is where I excel. This is where I am good about. You know, because we are looking for what is going to give to me something instead of what I can give. And beginning from that attitude, we get lost. And sometimes we end up doing something only for the sake of it's a good job, they give me good money, but I am very unhappy in what you are doing. And I am not satisfied what I am doing. There's something missing in my life. No? Then the Creator gave us to all of us, I call it free will, the Hirach of Shear. And in this beginning, you know, if you care for yourself, then you can care for your neighbors. Because caring for your neighbors, you are loving the Creator. Because how can you love God when you hate your neighbor? And how can you love your neighbor if you hate yourself? You know, and people misunderstand. To be humble, to be somebody who doesn't have the capability to be somebody. You know, one day I was talking with a friend of mine that he is all his life he has spent it in martial arts, and he loves martial arts. You know, and this friend of mine, it was the most, I would say, if you know him, you think he cannot break a branch, nothing. He is the most humble person, you know, very quiet, very, very nice. But he has all the tops of the lines of the martial arts, right? You know, and I have seen him sometimes when people have been insulting him, and he has kept calm and say, please calm down. And you know, and the only thing that he will act it was when he saw that somebody was abusing somebody else or something to defend others. But he never ever started a fight. And he could start any fight anywhere and kill anybody with his hands. Because he knew what he had. And he didn't need to show off. Who are the people who show off? Insecure people, bullies. You know, they need to show off. In this portion, there are two things that I want to bring your attention. The first one is about the oil that is going to bring light, and the vestments of the priests that are going to call your attention. They need to be seen. No? First of all, look at the oil that was going to be a tamid for always, for every day. Every day you need to do constantly. Tamid means they translate it forever, but really what I mean is constantly, every day. You know? And this light, this oil, needs to be a special oil. This oil needs to be totally pure. Could be virgin, I don't know, but pure, okay? A pure oil. And this oil, one of the reasons I need it to be pure, because when the the menorah was lighted inside the Ohel Moed, inside of the sanctuary. There were no windows. That was all dark. And then need to be pure light. Because if that producing a smoke, you know what will happen in a closed environment when you have a smoke. You don't last too long, and the high priest wouldn't live too long. No? Then there was the idea of but a broad light, and the light will show you things. And here there is a very special concept about a pure light brings to you clarity, not only show you everything, but at the same time, there's no that smoke. The certain people, they think they bring light, but really they have something behind. No, it's clarity. And the principle is, when you do something, you don't do it because you want to get something back. You do it because it's there. And then comes immediately after the light, you know, that they need to do it. One of the things of the priest is that they need to have a royal basement. Very, very special. Ornamental, a lot of things with a lot of meanings. But the basement was not for them. And the basement was not for the Creator. The basement was for the people. For the old one that the Godel, the Kohen Gadol will represent before the Creator. And he was representing the whole people of Israel before the Creator. And the basement was going to give us an idea about how do we need to present ourselves before the Creator. You see, many of us, we wear costumes to hide who we really are. And many of us, we wear faces. We're trying to live by appearances instead by who we really are by our appearances. You know, the Creator was not impressed about the basement, but he was impressed about the Hagadol Kohen needed to go first and to make a sacrifice to acknowledge that he was a sinful person. Before anything, he needed to acknowledge he was a sinful person. And he was representing all of us. And then the best man was that the Creator was saying to them, because you have come clean to me, I dress you up. I cover you up in the best. All of us, we have our own way to be ourselves. And sometimes we use attitudes and we're trying to appear something that we are not. And we live constantly with this position that, you know, always acting, performing, and we cannot be ourselves. In a regular day of life, when we come and we have a relationship with somebody, we need to come across honestly, to talk directly, to say the things for what they are. That doesn't mean that I am mean or I trying to insult somebody. But I need to come and say the thing for what they are. You know, lately, I listen a lot of people, and especially in politics. And I have my own opinions about politics, you know. But to me, what is sad is how many people talk because they have a mouth, but not because they have what we call it, the facts. You know, today, believe me or not, the worst thing that you can believe is in the news that comes around us. You know, almost all the news agencies are corrupted. And they are going to give you only the message that they want to propagate. And if they want to talk about somebody else, they're going to destroy that person or the system or whatever in a way that they can do it. Building innuendos and a lot of lies. Somebody say, they're constantly, we have some phantom that somebody say. And usually they are the ones that are inventing those news, because they never tell you where that comes from. You know, somebody say. The Torah, at this portion, is forcing us, I wouldn't say forcing, but it's trying to make us understand that clarity is very important. To speak with light, with transparency. We need to be transparent. When we talk, the people need to see who we really are. You know, how many times I have speaking to you and I say, the way that you see me, that's the way that I am. Sometimes I'm going to be very happy. Sometimes I'm going to be in very bad mood, you know? And you know what? Accept me the way that I am, because I am human. But don't ask me that all the time I will be with that imperial smile. And a nice, blessing you, my brother, blessing you, my brother, bless it. That sounds good. But you know what? I am human. And I need to be myself. And when I do something wrong, I need to acknowledge that I did wrong. And one of the things that to me is very important about to be transparent, that you need the support of your people, the support of your friends, and when you do something that is not right, because my friends love me, they are going to tell me you were not doing right. Not a matter of to trying to put you down, but as a matter to help you. And we do not practice that. You know what? Because diplomacy and hypocrisy is much better. And in this portion, the Creator is trying to teach us that we are going to be light to others. We need to keep our light going. And that light cannot give good light, only smoke, if we are not honest. Oh, I don't want to hurt that person. If I tell them the truth, I'm going to hurt them. No. One thing is to be honest and to be kind, and not being to be evil or to be to try to do damage to the other person. You know, there are certain things that you tell people with kindness. No? And not necessarily you need to tell everything, but you need to help people to understand that sometimes the type of way that they are doing is not right. You know, I have people, I do a lot of counseling. And because I do counseling, I hear a lot of people. And you know, with the people that have more, I would say, I can do more good with the people who come really looking for advice and looking for to see through it. But with the people that have more problems, it was the people that are so proud, they're so full of themselves, that they cannot accept that they can do something wrong or they are not doing right. Have you seen this attitude today in the world? We call it victimization. Now everybody is a victim. You know? I'm sorry to tell you, but the movement, Me Too, the women movement, all those things, sorry, I know that won't be too popular, but that, all is victimization. We are changing, yes, and there is a lot of mistakes that are occurred. But before we jump in conclusions, let's see who are really the problem. It's very easy to point your finger on others and to say, it's their fault. When you don't see, when you point a finger to somebody, there are 3 fingers that are pointing back to you. We need to be constantly checking ourselves. The true responsibility is with myself. I am responsible for my acts, not somebody else. I am the one that needs to deal with my own actions. And I cannot blame others for what I do. And this idea of victimization is very nice in the religious setting. But in reality, the Creator has given us the tools to keep on and go ahead. Not to allow other people to speak for us. My father, blessed be his memory, he always was a man of the character that he taught me. Tzedek, tzedek tirdov. Justice you must pursue. And sometimes he will get in trouble because he couldn't accept the injustice that was occurring. And he will speak against those injustices. And that didn't make it too popular. Today, we as believers in the Creator, followers of the Torah, when we speak against certain issues that today is totally correct and accepted by the world, but that goes against the morality and the standards that the Torah has given to us, we are singled out and we are attacked to the point that even we are afraid to say anything more. And Mishlei in Proverbs, at the end of Proverbs, but he say, who is going to speak for the mute? Who is going to speak for the one that cannot speak for themselves? Who is going to guide the blind? And who is the ones that can speak for those ones who cannot speak for themselves? When I read that in Mishlei, Proverbs, you could see there something that called to my attention to something that right now I have seen that is very, very bad. You know that more and more this problem of abortion, for example, that the child that is in the womb of the mother doesn't have voice or vote. He cannot complain and say anything. And even in the religious sphere, they are diluting the idea that that is a human being. In Tehillim, in the Psalms, they say that life starts at the moment of conception. But we say that are only tissues. And the child in the womb is no any longer a child or a baby, but it's called a fetus. And we have totally disassociated ourselves with a human being in order that our conscience will be better. Women say, it's my body. I have the right to do whatever I want to do. And men say, I don't have anything to say because it's their body. Let me ask you this question. And who speaks for the baby that is in the womb of the woman? Us. And is this here is you can commit a crime, but that won't absolve you. We have been for too long, too quiet. And the Creator is calling us to be light to the world. Not to be people that shut their mouths and bow their head to all injustice in this world. You know, there are other people that they do crazy things and they are so loud. And when we bring about the caring for those ones that they cannot care for themselves, what it tells the scripture is to teach us about justice, teach us about mercy, teach us about taking care those ones that they cannot take care for themselves. The widow, the orphan, and the foreigner. We are responsible. We need to be light. And the dress that the Creator gives us through our high priest is because what he's saying is, you are doing what is right. Because finally, you are understanding that you as individual, you are responsible. And if we start learning to each other, we are going to grow up. Yes, it's not easy. It's not easy to be a believer. It's not easy to believe in what is right. No anymore. Will be easy right now, for example, what is happening almost constantly? Well, you know, it's your opinion. You have the right to believe whatever you want to believe. And I have my opinion, it's right whether to believe. You know? Yeah, I believe so, that you have the right to believe whatever you want to believe, but it doesn't make you right. You see, not because you believe it, make you right. And that's why we need to stand up for what is right, not for what is wrong. Then, in Isaiah 42:6 and Isaiah 49:6, basically, we have a calling. We say, you and I, we have the responsibility to be light to the world. And little by little, we need to keep doing it. Doesn't mean that everybody is going to listen to us, and doesn't mean that everybody agrees with us. But we need to be only one face, and we need to be one person all the time. May the Lord bless you and keep you and shine during this Shabbat, your light.